for the most part, a lot of single guys in a fun city with a lot of money. You know, they're
A lot of women.
yeah, and a lot of women. They're put in a position to where they can pretty much have anything they want, and it's unfortunate sometimes that these things occur, but. For me, it's always been, and it's been this way since middle school and high school, is that some of the hardest word, to me, the hardest word to say is no. And it's the simplest word, but it's the hardest word to say. And it doesn't have to be about saying something. I have a hard time telling people no just to, go out to lunch. You don't want to let people down, even in the things when it has nothing to do with right or wrong. And it's so hard for people to say, but for me, when you say it and say it and say it, and then it becomes a habit, and then people, they know who you are now. And I found that in 7th, 8th grade, I got left alone. Then I went to high school, I had to reestablish again, and then you get left alone, and then they respect you. It comes full circle. They really respect you, and in the back of their mind, they're going, man, how does he do it? And I'm not just talking about me, but I'm just talking in general. And I got the most, it was satisfying to me in a way when, I'm not going with y'all tonight, and so they went, and then about 10 o'clock rolls around and you get the phone call, hey, we're all over at Blake's playing video games. And so then I was ready to go, and I think it's rewarding when it comes around like that. But so what I was getting at is, for me, it's and it's said in Scripture, I don't know exact, but bad company corrupts good morals, and it does time after time. You go to the party, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not, yeah, there's girls there, but I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, you go the next time, and then the next time, and before you know it, you're caught up, and you didn't even realize it. Just that analogy, the frog in the hot water. You are ridiculed, but at the same time, if you're confident in that no, it's very hard for them to antagonize you too much. You're confident in the no. It's not like, well, I don't think so. Then that's when they start they feel like they got you. They can reel you in. But if you're confident in it, and the thing for me was still showing the crowd that you didn't really want to run around with, that you can still have a lot of fun. I was always happy and joking with them. And when we were at the facility or when we're doing things, football-wise or in the classroom, I had a lot of fun with them, and I was right there, and they saw me as being one of the happiest guys in the classroom. And I think that alone can show them a lot about, it wasn't just that I was this, lonely kid that was going home another night. I had a lot of fun, and they knew that, and they understood after a time that, if they wanted me to be around them, we were going to be in an environment that was right. And it wasn't going to cause any of us temptation, because I cared about them too. It wasn't just I was going to try to be the best, perfect kid in the school. And there's many more that I had that were, that I was able to latch on to. And I encourage kids, they find like species, find the group and be a group together and be accountable to someone. It's always easier when you have somebody to be accountable to and back and forth that can push you and say, hey, be careful now, and all those things make it that much. When you're just by yourself in a little shell, you can make these decisions and nobody knows, and it's okay, and you talk yourself into making things be all right. But when you have somebody to be accountable to, and for me it was Tiffany, and that's why, yeah, I could hang around the guys, but I knew I could drive 20 miles down the road, and me and her could have a date or have a fun time, and we were that partner for one another in our the spiritual relationship, to be able to push one another and help one another through those tough times.